I mean, it's characteristic of the type of knives they made back then, because a big knife like this could do it all. It was probably a coach gun for someone, you know, a Duke or an Earl or something like that.
Imagine walking in with a 1955 Guinness Book of Records and leaving with 50 bucks. Yup, the seller opens the episode by plunking the book on the counter, and Chum instantly starts flexing trivia. 547 Spider-Men in one room. Rick launches into the book's origin story while I'm already bracing for a lowball. Tension's building, folks, and you can cut it with a knife.
I have this book.
Okay. Oh, you love books. It's the Guinness Book of Records.
Rick keeps the history lesson rolling. Bars, promotions, and how it exploded into a worldwide phenomenon. While Chum auditions for Most Irritating Employee. The seller wants $200, but this copy's warped and spotty. Rick's expression? That's the I'm about to do you a favor at $50 face. Ouch. Talk about messy.
I found my Guinness Book of Records in an antique store in Sugar Creek, Ohio.
Negotiation time. Seller asks $200, Rick offers $50, and Chum chirps that Rick just wants a bookshelf flex. Drumroll. Deal at $50. The seller smiles. Chum tries to set a record for most early clockouts, and I'm laughing at Rick's most tolerant boss line. Tiny win, tiny price, big comedy.
They started publishing them and just like became this worldwide phenomenon.
Next up, a Greco-Roman mortar strolls in looking 2,000 years old and ready for a $5,000 price tag. The seller claims it came from a mountain man. Skins, handmade clothes, the whole frontier vibe. Rick's intrigued but cautious. Artifacts like this need expert eyes. You can feel the stakes. If authentic, that's bragging rights material.
I'm coming in the shop today to sell my antique mortar. I was told it's over 2,000 years old.
Rick explains how mortars were the ancient blender. Spices, mustard seed, grind at home, the works. While carefully eyeing condition, sellers had appraisers guess it's over 2,000 years, but no one will date the figures. That uncertainty is doing laps around the room. Things got rocky quickly.
Yes, and all that they told me is it's over 2,000 years old, but they're not familiar enough with them.
Bob drops the hammer. If original carvings, we're talking $5,000 to $10,000. But with recarving that kills the value, it's sadly only $200 to $300. The room deflates. The seller takes it home. Rick passes. Things got rocky quickly, and then they were over.
Movement in the earth. So what I see here is probably an ancient Roman mortar.
One more beat on the mortar exit. Rick explains why old but not old is a nightmare to sell. Customers want clean provenance, not mixed signals. It's a rare L in a day that already saw a pink W. Talk about a collector's roller coaster.
Someone has ruined the surface, contrived the seam that's on it.
Cue the pastel freight. A 1957 Lionel girls train set arrives, possibly the worst marketing idea ever, and one of the rarest trains in collecting. Seller wants $7,500. Rick retells how Lionel dominated mid-century toy trains and how Paint It Pink face-planted in the 50s, making survivors very collectible. I'm obsessed already.
Girls train set. Pops, I got the perfect train set for you. Come here.
I'm coming into the pawn shop today to sell my 1957 Lionel girls train set.
They prep the layout. Corey grumbles he has better things to do. Rick calls Steve, toy expert, to confirm authenticity and value. This is where it always gets spicy, because rare plus complete can mean serious cash. You could cut this tension with a knife.
Okay, well, you help him set it up. I'll go give Steve a call.
You know, I'm still your boss.
Yeah, well.
Expert Steve arrives, squints at the aggressively pink paint, and checks the body for telltale repaint ripples. Smooth finish, consistent coat, no touch-ups. He wants to see it run. If it's finicky, value dips. I'm glued to the throttle like it's a rocket launch.
Lionel girls train. These things are super rare.
Valuation moment. $4,500 to $5,000 if it's running and complete. The seller hears $5 and starts dreaming in pink. Rick hears max and starts calculating margin. Drama overload. This is the face-off that makes or breaks the deal.
Take a look at one of the things that I noticed on here. If you were going to strip this down and repaint this, a lot of times the metal, you're going to see.
Negotiation fireworks. Seller repeats $7,500. Rick opens at $3,000. They trade jabs. $3,500 counter, $3,300 reply, until the magical $3,400 sticks. Boom. Papers signed. Corey's drafting the ticket while Rick jokes he never bought Corey a train set because he didn't deserve one. Savage. savage.
All right, so how much you want for this thing?
I'd like to get $7,500 for it.
I'll give you $3,000 for it.
Back to that mortar. Rick calls in Bob Dodge. Bob's initial take? The base vessel is genuinely Roman, but the carved figures were added later, likely 100 to 150 years ago. Translation: historically cool turned conversation piece, not museum treasure. Heartbreaking stuff.
Very interesting. So what are your concerns, Rick?
Well, you know, is it real? How old is it?
A seller strolls in with a French double-barrel flintlock coaching gun, and Rick's eyes light up instantly. The engraving is gorgeous, the build is high-end, and this thing screams aristocratic security detail. Rick's geeking out. Seriously, look at that reaction. But he wants answers about the gold-inlaid inscription and provenance. Smart move. He plans to bring in his arms expert to verify every inch before talking serious money.
It's a French double-barrel musket coaching gun.
Damn, this thing's dangerous.
Enter Sean, the antique arms expert. He's practically giddy. Side-by-side flintlock, spring bayonet, ornate work, authentic and unusually configured. You'd fire both barrels, hit the release, and that bayonet snaps out. You can feel the 18th century coach guard energy. If someone pointed this at me, I'd run too. Seriously, this piece is museum level cool.
Who's an expert in antique arms and armor.
All right, so what do we got?
We got this.
Man, this is great.
Sean decodes the mystery. English proof marks on a French-made gun? Plot twist. It was manufactured in France, then modified in England. Barrels cut back, bayonet added for coach defense against highwaymen. It's form, function, and fear factor all in one. You can cut this tension with a knife as value possibilities climb with every detail Sean reveals.
I mean, it screamed authenticity, and plus it being so unique.
More secrets. That gold inlay touts a premium twisted steel barrel. Top-tier craftsmanship. Sean drops the bomb. At auction, because of uniqueness and condition, this could fetch around $10,000. Talk about a twist. Rick's face says it all. Want levels skyrocketing. The seller's wheels are turning too. This just became a high-stakes negotiation.
In that point in history, it was very, very lucrative for a guy who didn't want a real job to be a highwayman.
Deal time. The seller floats $6,000. Rick counters at $2,500. He's buying for resale, not a museum. Tension ratchets up. The seller nudges $5,000. Then Rick goes creative. How about $4,000 in guitar? Drama overload. A trade could bridge the gap without cash pain. Both guys weigh it, and you can almost hear the mental calculators humming.
That this was of a high quality steel.
Okay.
You know what something like this then is worth?
Back to the flintlock for a live fire demo. Sean preps it methodically. Check clear, half-cock both locks. Measure out about 40 grains per barrel. Chum's the designated test pilot, and he's not thrilled. They're Russians? No, they're rushing us. The banter's gold, but the stakes feel real. You can cut this tension with a knife as Chum shoulders history.
Flintlock shotgun. This thing is so awesome, I don't even know if I want to sell it.
Boom, boom! Chum squeezes off both barrels, smoke billows, the recoil rocks him back, and the whole crew erupts. Equal parts relief and adrenaline. Drama overload. That spring bayonet menace suddenly feels very real. If this was a coach robbery in 1750, those highwaymen are gone. Seriously, watch that reaction. Priceless. Cue a collector with a Pez parade. Casper in box, Mickey die-cut, Batman, Bozo, Tinkerbell, even Zorro. He claims about 50 pieces worth roughly $5,000 total. Can you believe this drama? The shop's intrigued, but they know online resellers are everywhere, so they need it cheap to make a margin. The seller's confident, the banter's playful, the stakes are real. Talk about a twist waiting to happen.
Got any candy?
No, these have no candy in them at all. These are all from the 1960s.
Negotiations pop off. The seller wants $2,500. The counter comes in at $1,000. Hard. Tension spikes as he argues those top 3 pieces alone could justify more. That's an insult to the Pez community. He fumes, storming out. Seriously, look at that reaction. It's a classic collector standoff. Passion versus resale reality, and neither side blinks. No deal today, just a sugary trail of frustration.
One of my coolest pieces I like is the original Batman. Very tough to find. You know, this goes for about $250, $300.
Over at the coin counter, Rick examines a 1932 S Washington quarter. Scarce year, scarce mint. This could be a $1,000 winner if it's real and right, but drama overload. The S mint mark doesn't look quite right. Rick worries about an added mint mark bumping value unfairly. He calls in his coin expert to confirm before a single dollar leaves the register.
So you know anything about the 1932 S quarter?
I do know that the S was made in San Francisco.
Coin time. Ray the expert arrives. Good news / bad news. Good. The coin itself is a genuine 1932 Washington quarter. Bad. The S was added later. Solder / flux tells the tale. Can you believe this drama? Expectations versus reality hits hard. Rick breaks it gently. There's still a few bucks of silver value, but the big payday disappears in an instant.
So that I could take this gun in and I'd be walking out with a $4,000 guitar. I was hoping to get a couple $100 for this thing.
A Navy uniform shows up next. The old man lights up. He wore these for years and confidently calls it World War II issue, while Rick needles him that it looks World War I. The haggling is pure pawn shop ballet. The seller wants to recoup a storage unit cost. The shop offers $50 and the deal lands. The real fireworks? The father-son pride wager that follows.
That's our World War II naval uniform.
Hey, Pops, you recognize this?
I'll be honest with you, Rick, this brings back a lot of fond memories.
Enter Mark, museum curator, to referee the era debate. He checks what's there and what's not. The clincher, the outline where the World War II ruptured duct discharge insignia would sit. Verdict, World War II. Exactly as the old man said. He pockets a triumphant dollar with that "told you so" grin. Seriously, look at that reaction. Victory lap achieved.
Whoever voted for World War II gets the dollar.
Give me my dollar, Rick.
A seller walks in with what he believes is a Confederate knife and Arkansas toothpick, claiming his brother dug it up under a farmhouse in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. He wants $5 grand. Bottom line $1,000. Rick's intrigued but cautious. That handle looks suspiciously clean for something buried a century and a half. Corey cracks wise, looks like a shiv, and you can feel Rick's gears turning. Is it wartime steel or just campfire storytelling?
I have here what I believe to be a Confederate knife, and told it's called an Arkansas toothpick.
Knife expert Jeff arrives for the Arkansas toothpick. He identifies the form, explains the D-guard knuckle protection, the quillon for catching blades, and confirms file steel construction. Nice edge retention. Unmarked is actually a plus for potential Confederate origin, since the South often relied on handmade arms. But is it authentic to the Civil War? Everyone leans in. Talk about a twist incoming.
The reason they called it an Arkansas toothpick, I think, basically was to be cute.
Jeff's concern, that handle. If this lived under a porch for 150 years, the wood shouldn't be this crisp. He can't confirm it's Confederate. The market's been wrecked by fakes. Collectors are skittish. Translation, great 19th century knife, but not $5 grand Civil War great. Ouch. Expectations versus reality.
I can't confirm 100% that this is a genuine Confederate D-guard knife.
Negotiation round 2. Rick offers $325. The seller pushes for $400, and Rick, calculating resale risk, agrees at $400. It's a clean, handmade period piece with a cool look and story, even if not fully authenticated. That little nod between Rick and Corey, that's the "we can move this" look. Seriously, watch that reaction.
All right, $400. You want to write them up?
Yeah, let's go do some paperwork, my man.
Well, I was very disappointed to not have it fully authenticated.
Rick and Corey head out to inspect a 1970 Honda 600. The seller calls it one of the first off the boat. Tiny, quirky, basically a four-wheel motorcycle. Rick runs through the history. Gas crisis bump, motorcycle dealers forced to sell them. Talk about a twist in marketing. It's cute, it's rare, and it's fragile. Can you believe this drama for a car you could almost park on a bookshelf?
I love rare Civil War pieces, and I can't wait to get someone down here to take a look.
Negotiation time on the Honda, and the tension, you can cut it with a Arkansas toothpick. The seller floats thousands, Rick counters with a few hundred, and the vibe nosedives. The project list is massive. Wiring, fuel, everything. And Rick refuses to be underwater before the first wrench turns. When the seller jokes about including the ether can, you know this deal's sputtering. Seriously, watch Rick's reaction. Priceless.
How much you looking to get out of it?
Well, they say they're out there all done up for like 40 grand.
Back at the shop, a man arrives with a 1936 Rolex he bought at the U.S. Marshals auction. Yep, Bernie Madoff's watch. He paid $32,000 and wants $75,000. Rick explains Ponzi schemes, Charles Ponzi throwback, and instantly flags the danger word, professionally restored. On a non-waterproof vintage piece, a too-clean dial is a red flag the size of the Vegas Strip. Talk about a twist waiting to happen.
How you doing?
Pretty good. I have something I'd like to show you. It's Bernie Madoff's Rolex.
Who's Bernie Madoff?
Rick examines the dial. Nearly perfect. Maybe too perfect. On watches, this old dust and time usually leave marks. He takes it to the back, pops the case, and here's the gut punch. Rolex case and movement, yes, but the dial and hands are replacements. Collectors crave originality like oxygen. Drama overload. The difference? We're talking a huge hit to value.
The kind of scam that Bernie Madoff pulled was named after a guy named Charles Ponzi, who in the 1920s made millions.
Rick breaks down numbers with surgical precision. Original dial in this condition? Around $35,000. With a screwed up dial? Maybe $25,000. With a replaced dial and hands? Think $15,000. Tops. He offers $10,000 to be safe. You can feel the seller's expectations collapsing like a bad souffle. Seriously, look at that reaction. Devastating.
It's one of those things where it almost looks too good to be true. I need to take a better look at this.
Okay.
The seller shoots for $40,000 and Rick flatlines the conversation. No way, they're galaxies apart. The pedigree of Madoff doesn't help, he's no folk hero. Deal dead and the seller walks. That quiet exhale from Rick? That's the sound of discipline paying off. Sometimes the best money you make is the money you don't spend.
You gotta realize the dial on this watch is worth $5,000 or $10,000.
Next, a boxing bell with a thunderclap ring, signed Sonny Liston, dated 1970, the year he died. The seller wants $600. Corey lights up, boxing is big in Vegas, and the old man appreciates the cool factor. But autographs without paperwork? Yikes! Still, that bell is tough, iconic, and pure display candy. Can you believe this drama over a single signature stroke?
They offered $10,000 for the watch today. I really feel like the watch has more value than that.
Corey negotiates, reminding the seller that fighters sign a lot of stuff and provenance matters. He offers $300, then $400. The seller, hoping for $5 or $6, reads the room and takes $400. It's a smart hedge. Nice profit potential as a vintage bell. And if the signature checks out later, bonus upside. You can feel Corey's quiet victory fist pump.
Sonny Liston was a great boxer. There was a lot of controversy about him, too.
Time to authenticate the Sonny Liston signature. Corey calls in Drew, the handwriting pro, while the old man grouses about his headache. Classic shop banter. Drew reviews known exemplars, contract signatures, consistent capital forms, and lines them up against this bell. You feel the air tighten. If it's real, the bell's worth leaps. Seriously, look at those faces. Hope versus skepticism in high def.
Bought this bell the other day. Works and everything.
Damn it, Corey, I told you I had a damn headache.
Verdict: fake. Drew notes the capital S and other letter patterns don't match Liston's consistent style. The old man gives Corey the "told you so," but Corey shrugs it off. The bell still works, still looks killer, and still sells as a vintage piece. Not every swing is a knockout, but the shop lives to fight another round. Drama overload.
One of the things he did consistently was his capital S. It was always usually the same. If you look at it like on contracts and things like that.
A 1957 UMC team bowling alley rolls in. 10-cent plays, hardwood sides, Formica top, and the kind of retro charm that screams mid-century fun. It's massive though. Moving it will be a saga. The seller found it at an estate sale attic for $50 and hopes for thousands. You can cut this tension with a knife. The logistics alone might eat the profit.
I have a baby on the way in 8 weeks, and it's time to get rid of it.
Rick peeks under the hood, well, under the lane, and the wiring is a rat's nest. Restoration could run $2 grand easy. He offers $1,000 cash. The seller shoots for $6,000, then floats trade credit. Rick stands firm at $1,000. After a beat, deal made. From attic relic to shop floor project, that's how you unlock hidden value. One solder and sandpaper pass at a time.
40 years ago. That's what.
Okay, so you've never plugged it in since you got it?
Nope.
A seller rolls in with the one and only AOR cup, claiming its name for Lillard Aylor and dripping with history. He's convinced this is a singular relic, pure silver and priceless vibes. Rick gives it the side eye immediately. Can you believe this confidence? The seller wants respect and a serious payday. He's talking thousands, so Rick starts probing the engraving and the backstory. Tension brewing already.
I have the one and only Aylor cup.
The Aylor cup. It's one big cup.
Rick breaks down the World War I angle. Early war cavalry charges versus machine guns. Yeah, that went badly. Horses hauled artillery and ambulances, but mechanized warfare ended the romance real quick. The history lesson is crisp, but Rick's face says, this trophy's not what you think. You can cut this tension with a knife as the seller stares, waiting for validation that never seems to come.
Towards the beginning of the war, there was actually some battles where they tried to do cavalry charges.
Plot twist. Rick spots the engraving, issued in 1930 to Joseph of Battery D for good horsemanship. Not a battlefield trophy, just a standard jeweler-sold cup. He pegs it at roughly $400 in scrap silver. The seller asks $2,500. Rick says absolutely not. No military provenance, no collectible premiums, just melt value. The seller refuses to scrap it and walks. Ouch. Expectations versus reality, big time.
You can't do better than that.
I would pay you scrap silver, that is it.
So you don't see any historical value.
Shift gears. Here comes the big headline piece. A woman brings a sunburst base and a Beatles display. Ringo, George, Lennon, plus an unused 1966 concert ticket and Paul's signature on the guitar. Talk about a twist. If legit, Beatles fans will throw money like it's Beatlemania again. Rick's intrigued but careful. Provenance matters. And you can feel everyone leaning in for this one.
What we got here is a sunburst guitar and Ringo's signature.
She says it was appraised at $25,000 back in 2005. She's hoping for big numbers. Bare minimum, 12 grand. Rick flags a key variable. Was this actually played by Paul? If yes, we're talking moonshot pricing. If no, it still could be strong. If signatures are real. No paperwork though, which is a red flag. Rick calls in backup. Seriously, watch that reaction. Equal parts hope and nerves.
So you think this could have been one of his personal guitars, or?
Absolutely.
Because if it was actually one of Paul McCartney.
Enter Jesse, the guitar guru. He gives the bass a once-over, riffing on what Paul actually played back in the Hamburg days, why certain models mattered, and how the right vintage details can explode value. But he's hunting specifics. Setup, orientation, telltale wear. The room's quiet. Everyone wants this to be real. Drama overload.
So what are your concerns with this one?
I was just wondering if there's any way to tell if it was actually played by Paul.
And I did not see that coming. Jesse says Paul's left-handed, but the bass is strung and set up right-handed. The kicker? The little packing felt under the bridge is still there. No playwear. Translation: it wasn't Paul's player bass. He likely just signed it for charity. Still cool, but the played by Paul dream evaporates instantly. You can feel the air leave the room.
He's left-handed. This bass is strung right-handed. It's set up right-handed.
Rick pivots like a pro. If the autographs are real, there's still serious value. He lines up Steve, the autograph expert. Human lie detector for ink. This is the make or break move. The seller tries to stay optimistic, but her face says it all. Talk about a twist. Fortunes hinge on pen strokes now.
Awesome, let's do it. Well, that was not the information I wanted to hear, so...
Back to the Beatles bombshell. Steve arrives and explains Paul almost never signs guitars. He sticks to albums, CDs, DVDs. A legit McCartney-signed, unused Hufner-style bass would be a $25,000 to $30,000 monster by itself. Stakes officially stratospheric. The seller watches every syllable like it's a verdict.
I just need to know if they're all legit. I know a Paul McCartney signed guitar is a pretty rare thing, so yeah.
Steve compares each autograph to known exemplars. George's fluid, readable signature? Not here. Ringo's star angle? Wrong. John's style? Off the map. And Paul, the crown jewel, doesn't pass either. In Steve's judgment, the whole set reads like manufactured memorabilia. The verdict slams down. Not real. The seller looks gut-punched. 12 grand dreams dusted in seconds. Drama overload.
Okay, guys, looking at all this, comparing my examples of what I've got here, the known stuff that's real, looking at the piece here.
Meanwhile, Corey's working a live buyer. Davey needs statement art for his Palms Place condo. Not a sports bar vibe, something local, bold, personality for days. Corey starts showing options and feels out the budget. The chemistry says friend prices, but Corey's not giving away the shop. Negotiation weather incoming. Grab the popcorn.
So what you looking for? Well, I bought a condo at the Palms Place, and I want to put some decor in it that'd be pretty cool. Anything particular? I mean, if...
Corey spotlights a piece by Las Vegas favorite Michael Goddard. Yep, the playful grapes, cheeky scenarios, even a Pentagon break room brag. It's witty, loud, and perfect for a Vegas condo flex. Davey lights up. This is his lane. Seriously, look at that reaction. Instant connection. But like every great pawn story, price is the real boss.
No, the condo came turnkey with the art in it and stuff, but I'm not crazy about that art.
They square up. Tags around $2,000. Corey opens at $2,500. Davey swings low. Friend discount time. Back and forth ratchets up. Then Corey plants a firm middle. $1,500. Davey pushes, cajoles, jokes, and finally nods. Deal at $1,500. That's how you do it. Clean, fast, decisive. You could cut this tension with a knife and spread it on toast.
I'll go 1,800. No, stop. 1,800, no, man. That's stop. That's a good...
A woman brings in a Jaeger-LeCoultre Atmos clock, her wedding fund. Rick lights up, he's a clock guy. He explains the whole temperature and pressure winded magic trick, then tries to start it. Dead silence. That pendulum refuses to dance. You can see the risk meter rising in Rick's eyes. It looks pristine, but precision equals fragile. Drama overload. Is this a gem or a money pit?
What I love about this clock is you don't have to wind it up. It's quite an amazing feat for the time when it was made.
Negotiation time. She wants $500. Rick counters $300 because it's not running. You can cut this tension with a knife. She insists on $500 and Rick finally caves. No risk, no reward. He buys it for $500, basically gifting her some wedding joy while rolling the dice on his profit. Talk about a twist, buying a high-end clock that doesn't tick.
I give you $300 for it because it's not working.
I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Then Corey grabs the spotlight. A guy brings in 2 halberds he bought at a Renaissance fair. Corey, seeing cool if not ancient, pays $250 for the pair. Chumley jokes about battle to the death. Corey jokes back. It's testosterone, timber, and tempered steel energy, except maybe not that tempered. Are these 16th century warriors or 19th century wall hangers? Seriously, look at that reaction.
What you got here? They're my halberds. What? Halberds.
Back to those halberds. The old man takes one look and shuts down the modern junk take. He calls in Sean, arms and armor expert, to settle it. Corey's confidence meets old man's skepticism. Classic. Can you believe this drama? The truth's about to land, and someone's eating crow.
Somewhere along the line, these things have got some age on them. Just give Sean a call and have him stop by at his.
Now the halberd truth. Sean confirms they're 19th century copies of 16th century halberds. Victorian-era decor, not battlefield survivors. But here's the kicker. Still worth $800 to $1,000 each at auction. Old man wins the eyebrow war. Corey eats a humble slice of should've asked first. Drama overload. And profitable.
This ain't about who's right or wrong. This is about knowing what we've got.
Next, a seller arrives with a prison ball and chain. Rick taps an expert Mark, police memorabilia. The origin story is pure chain gang Americana. Forged links, hard labor, and zero escape. Mark points out the heat and beat links and hand-forged construction. None of that modern welded stuff. Authenticity alarm. This is the real deal, not a tourist trap special.
Well, actually, I just got married a couple weeks ago, and I don't need it anymore. I got the real thing at home.
Mark dates it 1920 to 1940, made by Tower, the Fort of Restraints. He lays out value at $650 to $750. Rick's eyes say display piece, but his mouth says deal math. Such a wild artifact. Grim history, undeniable cool factor. Can you believe this drama? It's heavy, legit, and absolutely pawn shop catnip.
And this thing on their leg, it must have been hell.
Identifying a fake one, the first thing you want to look at is the chain.
Rick shoots a shot. $400. Plain and easy. The seller nudges once, then takes it. Boom, sold at $400. Rick's thrilled for about 30 seconds, because the moment Chumley moves the thing, you can practically hear glass shatter in Rick's head. Yep, sometimes victory comes with collateral damage.
Thanks for coming in, Mark. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Now that I know this is real, I really want to try and...
Crash! Chumley biffs the display case. Rick's face does that I aged 5 years thing instantly. Replacement glass. More costs. This bargain just got pricier. I did not see that coming. Rick mutters that today's already going sideways, and honestly, same.
And whatever else you broke in the damn case. This day's just really beginning to suck.
A New Hope. A guy claims he's got a playbill from the night Lincoln was assassinated. Rick's all in. Bord's Theater. Our American Cousin. April 14th, 1865. All the right buzzwords. But Rick notices a fatal flaw. The handbill wouldn't have President Lincoln printed like a promo. Security concerns. This thing screams bad reproduction. Dreams of $10,000 vaporized.
I'd like to sell it. I'd like to get $5,000 for it.
Yeah, it could be worth up to that amount.
Watching the seller's face drop hurts, but Rick's verdict is final. It's a worthless repro. Expectations versus reality hits hard. Rick calls it a complete waste of time and officially christens this stretch as a bad day. The mood, charcoal gray.
I thought this guy was going to bring us one of the most important historical artifacts this store had ever seen.
Comic relief walks in, an antique commode chair. Corey keeps a straight face through living room throne jokes and explains pre-plumbing city life. At auction, they're about $400. He offers $200 given slow demand. The seller tries for $300. Corey holds the line at $200. Deal done. Seriously, look at that reaction. Equal parts amused and relieved.
The reason I want to sell the chair is because my mom has too much stuff and it's just been sitting in the living room for years.
Final chaos. The potty chair buyer wants delivery to North Las Vegas. Corey forgets the address. The old man lights him up with a classic scolding. Rick's Day. Broken case, bad repro, clock repair bill, and now a bathroom run. It's pure pawn shop mayhem, capped with, "Corey, you're an idiot."
You know, it'd be nice if you took the damn address with you.